Good morning, folks. Back live. An hour late today. I got dinner last night. I worked on some of this stuff for a few hours, did a little bit of exercise, and then I just crashed and I slept for at least a good 10 hours. Um, but hey, I'm back. We're going to get stuff going here. I think that we have some fiddly bits to work on today. I've got to really see with these experiments if we can find a repro for what's been going on with this. And then outside of that, we got the tiny boxes to finish setting up. I think my package should be here today. Let me go check on where the cables for those are. Should have been here yesterday. Okay, now arriving today. Previously expected yesterday. So they should be here. Cool. So when those get here, we will be able to do stuff with the tiny boxes. In the meantime, let's look at this. Is that from today? Exotique. Let's see. That is. Hey man, how's it going? Just put this under the camera. All right, so this is the sweep. Here's the thing that's kind of weird. So I ran the old sweep, the exact same as the old code, right? And where is it? Let me put these side by side so you can see how weird this is, this bug that I've been dealing with here. I'm going to put, it's easier to see it on this score chart, okay? So this is the goated run. And then this is the not so good run. This is literally running the same code, okay? I went and I pulled the branch that this one on the right ran on, and I reran it. And you can see that qualitatively, it's like pretty similar. The one on the right has a few runs that go on a little longer. But you even have there's one run that does better than the others by like a decent margin. You've got very similar curve shapes. But there's a perf gap, right? This one gets up to 0.9-ish, and then this one gets up to 0.9, like 7 or something. So what I was thinking we could do figure out where this orange one is. And I'm going to look at the optimal parameters that this thing has come up with. Let's just filter, save some time. Okay, so this is dude, what the heck? Laggy piece of shit interface, let me tell you. They advertise this as being like the high perf alternative to Wannabe. I swear nobody knows how to write software anymore. And it is better than Wannabe, but it's like, it's still not acceptable. I think that's, to be fair, that they've been working on like a new interface. So like they haven't been working on this it shouldn't just rot. Okay, so we gotta find. Here. Obnoxious. Can this interface start working, please? Like. Hey, Captain. Maybe Monday should be able to work on impulse source folding without CMake. Very good. I'm working on getting everything for this release, man, but like the thing is reproducing this sweep is proven to be very, very difficult. Yeah, we're having a difficulty reproducing the grid sweep. This was our original benchmark. Okay, this UI is just screwing with me because like this doesn't make sense. Why this is not showing up. Okay, there it is. Now you can see the good runs. You can see the difference here. I grabbed the hyperparams from this run, and the idea here is like, this is the best run from what should have been the identical code to the original. So I want to see if it's just finding dramatically different hypers, if when I actually run and repro this, it's different, or like what is going on here. All right, so we have this. Let's grab... What's going on with my machine? Why is it... Why do I have all these cores at 100%? It says I have something training locally. Freaking ghost processes, I swear. Every single time. All right. Yeah, this is the right one. Puffer train, puffer grid. I'm gonna try this. In the meantime, let's actually take a look at what these params are. Got a lower atom beta 1. High clip. Gamma and lambda are reasonable. Learning rates may be a little high. First of all, it's slow. See if I missed any params. Don't believe I did. It's very weird because the thing is, like, this sweep, if I take these parameters, it repros. I have them up here. I've done it several times. So, like, you can consistently reproduce this graph with these hypers. But you can't find these hyperparams with either the new sweep code or the old sweep code. Interestingly, the best run, I believe it's right here. So this is the best run is only at like 92-ish after 200 million steps. That's only 2% off of this run here. Like, it's actually pretty close. So I wonder if it's straight up like, if I make this thing run for just longer, right? If I made it do 400, I might try that next. Because, yeah, 92 is the best that we get. The only thing I can think of is like some sort of timing difference, right? Because basically, like, none of these runs have done. I haven't been able to get it to do as long of runs in a while, if that makes sense. Hmm. Oh, and these params are not even stable. Hmm. Trying to think like what would cause this level of discrepancy, right? Like a reporting interval thing. The other thing though that's weird is like the sweeps take about the same amount of time. Wait, if the sweeps take about the same amount of time, this one's still using fewer time steps, isn't it? I didn't think of that. This one should be taking longer, shouldn't it? This one should be taking longer. This is 22 hours. We can ignore the last like 20 or so points. Okay, if you cut out the last points, then it is longer, actually. Because these are just like the final. This one just has 20 more runs than this one, 22 more runs. So the times do match up. I was wondering if it's like a timing based thing, right? Where like hyperparam suggestions are in part based on how long runs take. I mean, we can see the total time step discrepancy here, right? Like, we get some runs up at 600 mil, and that just doesn't happen over here. I mean, I've checked this particular thing a million times, though. Like, it's pretty easy to just go to one of these runs. This is 500 or 50 mil to 600 mil, 100 mil mean with an auto scale, log normal. Which is exactly how I have it now. Yeah, so this doesn't do. I mean, this actually got unlucky. I think it crashed does even a little bit worse. That's real bad. What am I not seeing here? Like, what am I not seeing? There's got to be something. There's nobody reporting, like, reporting stuff, right? I thought that I'd checked this though. Can I have a run where I did that? I did. So I had a run. Maybe I should just do that just to be absolutely sure. Maybe I should just set up a run, a longer run, even match like the torch version or whatever. The thing is, I don't remember what torch version this was on. Like, wouldn't this have probably already have been on 12.8? Yeah, it would have been on 12.8. This is much more similar. I mean, this is interesting here. This is fixed mini batch. I mean, this tells me it is like pretty insistent on this being the best it can do. Even though I know hang on. 100, almost all of these are on, low mini batch size. Okay, so we have this plot. And like, it doesn't look like it's particularly difficult for this thing to get above 0.8 either. Yeah, we have 93%-ish in 200 mil. So what params? Where are my runs? It's doing some like jank shenanigans, but yeah, this interface kind of sucks. The learning rate. Yeah, we've got the right like learning rate-ish. 996. Yeah, gamma. It's fine. Learning a little low, but should be able to get 0.9 with any of these. Lambda's really tolerant, right? Value function coefficient. 2 there. Could be a little bit of jank. This. If I check our value function coefficients on this, oh yeah, I mean it's exploring the higher ones for sure. Gradient norm. That was good. Entropy. In a reasonable range. Horizon. Compare the distributions of these directly now. Shifted a little bit, but we've got overlap. I'm just looking for overlap. Okay, gamma's not going high enough somehow. That is interesting. Gamma is not going high enough. Need to rerun this with fixed vectorization param. The rest of these look fine. That's a bit high. Matter. Okay. Cool. So the one piece of information I can potentially get from this oh no, we have vec num m's equal 8. So this is fine then. Yeah, this is fine. The only discrepancy I see is it just not exploring high enough gamma. Does this thing just get the high gamma immediately? I'm gonna have to run for breakfast in a minute, and then I'll be back doing more experiment analysis, more environment work, probably doing some server stuff in the background, lots of things. But since we have a fair few folks on YouTube, before I do that, all the stuff's open source at puffer.ai. You can help me for free just by starting the repo, and you can get involved with development today just by joining the Discord. All right, I'll do my last bits of analysis here. I want to see gamma as a function of how many experiments you run. Okay, so like gamma. Oh, that's bizarre. It just snaps to max gamma. If I cut this out, is it that the intermediate runs? So there are a whole bunch of runs not at the optimal batch size that push this gamma up to the top. Huh. Okay. And let's just be sure I didn't miss something here. Auto scale, right? This is the same. What about in our original run? This have a gamma problem? No, this doesn't have a gamma problem. This still doesn't repro though. Another good comparison to do. But this one will wait for after breakfast. So I'll check the distributions of swept parameters after breakfast for the intended reproduction run, and then this run to see directly if there's anything between those two. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. I will be back in 30-40 minutes. Bye.